For decades, the United States treated Africa with what you could call benign neglect. It was a continent for humanitarian aid and the occasional counterterrorism mission. And Nigeria, Africa's giant, was viewed through a very narrow lens, an oil supplier with a Boko Haram problem. But suddenly, everything has changed. The U.S. is building a massive new embassy in Abuja, a physical symbol of a newfound, almost frantic attention. Why the sudden care? The story behind it is a geopolitical thriller. The first part of this story is what I call the "oh crap" moment. For 20 years, Washington watched as China laid down roots all over Africa. But the real alarm bells didn't ring until Beijing ASE strategy in Nigeria shifted from just building things to building the entire ecosystem. It's no longer just about railways and ports. It's about China aiming to control the future digital infrastructure, the 5G networks from Huawei, the fiber optic cables that will become the nervous system of Africa's largest economy. The U.S. suddenly realized that if China owns the physical and digital backbone, it doesn't matter if Nigerian developers use American software, they'll be doing it on a Chinese-controlled platform. Then there was the debt trap. The U.S. saw countries like Zambia and Sri Lanka buckle under the weight of Chinese loans. Letting that happen to Nigeria, a nation of over 230 million people, is simply not an option. The collapse of Nigeria wouldn't just be an African problem. It would trigger a migration and security crisis on a scale that's hard to even imagine. The second reason for this panic is the ghost of Libya. The American foreign policy establishment is still haunted by the aftermath of the NATO intervention there. That action unleashed a wave of weapons and chaos across the Sahel, destabilizing country after country. In this volatile region, Nigeria is the final firewall. If the jihadist insurgencies spreading south from the Sahel merge with Nigeria's own internal conflicts, the entire West African coast, from Senegal to Cameroon, becomes dangerously vulnerable. This isn't just a regional issue, it's a direct threat to European stability and a potential breeding ground for global terrorism. Washington cares about Abuja because it cannot afford for Nigeria to become the next Libya. This leads to the third major factor, the battle for the African century. By 2050, 1 in every 4 people on Earth will be African, and Nigeria is projected to become the world's third most populous country. Washington has finally grasped a critical truth. The nation that wins Nigeria's allegiance will have a defining advantage for the rest of the 21st century. And right now, America is losing the narrative war. The U.S. was caught completely flat-footed by the effectiveness of Russia's disinformation campaigns, which paint America as a hypocritical, declining power. This message resonates deeply with young, proud Nigerians who are tired of what they see as Western condescension. With 70% of Nigeria's population under the age of 30, the battle for the future is a battle for their minds. The U.S. is now scrambling to counter the simple, appealing narratives from Russia and China with a positive vision of its own. Finally, there's a sobering realization dawning in Washington. Soft power alone isn't enough. America's traditional strengths in Nigeria, the successful diaspora, the global appeal of its culture, the deep ties in the tech sector, are powerful, but they are passive. They win hearts and minds, but they don't always win government contracts or secure strategic alliances. The sudden urgency is an admission that the U.S. must now compete on terms it once avoided: direct, state-level economic engagement and tough, hard-nosed diplomacy to counter the state-directed strategies of its rivals. So, this new focus on Nigeria isn't just a policy shift. It's a massive strategic correction. It's the belated understanding that Nigeria isn't just another African nation, but a pivotal global power in the making. The U.S. saw its rivals seizing the initiative and finally understood that to lose Nigeria is to lose Africa, and to lose Africa is to cede the future. That new embassy isn't just a building. It's a beachhead in a global competition the United States just realized it was losing. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown insightful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the forces shaping our world. See you in the next one.